Waverly has a rich history of an excellent education system. Our schools continue to produce top-notch students who excel in their careers. Part of this success is the rich gene pool, and part is the school system. Our administrators set the standard, and our current superintendent continues that standard of excellence, and I do mean excellence. Superintendent Vyverberg was born in Owine, worked in the Decorah schools for 32 years, and came to Waverly in 2001. Our city could not have been more fortunate. He was the 2004 Iowa Principal of the Year and the 2010 Iowa Superintendent of the Year. Having such quality at the top is another reason there is hope for tomorrow, until the singularity arrives, if you're into that. Guess not. We would love to hear from Mr. Vyverberg.
Thank you, George, for that very nice introduction. I have been here 12 years, and one thing that I found out, something you all have always known, it's a great day to be a Go-Hawk. For those of you who traveled from outside of the city limits of Waverly, welcome back. For those of you who live in Waverly, thank you for being here and for doing what you're doing. We have very, very fortunate people to have with us here in Waverly. They've supported us during a time when the economy was not going very well, not only in our part of the world, but in most of the world. As you know, in 2008, we had a flood. Never before. I hope I don't have to see it again. The cheerleaders have a cheer, and it always strikes me as very poignant when they do it. And that is when they say, "We are WSR." And I kind of change it a little bit and say, you know what? We are WSR, all of us. When the flood hit in 2008, this community came together, passed a bond referendum when no other bond referendum in the state of Iowa passed during that time. It was in April. And we were able to build a very, very nice middle school. We needed to replace the aging Yorl High School, an 86-year-old building at the time. We needed to replace that. It was flooded, not to the extent that Irving was, 5-6 school, but it was flooded badly. And we needed to replace Irving because that had to be ultimately torn down. We are very fortunate in that today, well, as of Friday, the Waverly Shell Rock student enrollment is up 78 students. Now that may not sound like a lot, but I tell you in Iowa it's a bunch, because that's not happening. We're not the Waukees and the Johnstons, and we're doing pretty well. That marks 5 out of the past 6 years that our enrollment has increased. If that is the testimony to the school and to the community at large, I don't know what is. So we're very, very pleased with that. To have 4 extra rooms. 3 of them are now filled. We moved the 5th and 6th grade from Shell Rock to Waverly, anticipating that we may have room over there for some future growth. Many of you might remember years ago that the Shell Rock facility, part of Waverly Shell Rock now, was a 2-section school. That means there were 2 sections in every grade. For many, many years, it was then a 1-section grade. There was 1 section of 5th, 1 section of 4th, 3rd, and on down. Today it's back to a 2-section school in every grade, and we have a preschool there. So our enrollment is doing some very, very nice things. As far as the flood, for those of you who are interested, we had 16 project work orders right after the flood. That was with FEMA and Homeland Security. I thought I would be done with FEMA and Homeland Security many, many months ago. I had a meeting all day Friday with them again. Out of the 16 project work orders, we still have 4 that are incomplete, just because we haven't gotten everything done yet. By the end of Monday, we will have 2 left. That will be the new school and the contents of Irving. And then with a little luck, we'll be done. A lot of things have changed since 2008. A lot of things greater than building a new school. Our student enrollment, as I mentioned, is up. More importantly, our student achievement is up. I can tell you that this grades tested for the recent Iowa assessments, all grades tested were in the 90s percentiles in terms of reading. That's huge. All of our goals that we set for our students and for our student achievement have increased every year for the past 10. And I can tell you, with all certainty, I have nothing to do with it. Those are our teachers and our principals and all of the other administrators that are doing a fantastic job. They continue to make us and you and our communities look good, and we appreciate that immensely. If you'd like to keep tabs of what's going on at Waverly Shell Rock, I would invite you to join our new Facebook page, Waverly Shell Rock Community School District. You have to say the whole thing. All you gotta do is go there, Waverly-Shell Rock Community School District, click like, and you will get a notice. If you're on Facebook, you'll get a notice every time of what happens, and things are posted daily. Pictures from this activity will be posted as soon as I get back home. We also have a Twitter account. One of the things that I'm very excited about, last year we introduced iPads to every middle school student at the middle school, 5 through 8. We spent the year prior to that with our teachers working out ways to use it. We made a goal 2 years ago. We will not buy another textbook at Waverly Shell Rock. And we've held to it because we don't need them. All the content that we get is electronic. All of the lesson plans that the teachers plan are planned electronically, delivered electronically, and received from the students back electronically. It's a scary thing. You know, I'm 64 years old, and this old dog doesn't learn many new tricks, but I'm trying. So we're finding out that this has been phenomenal. I couldn't tell you enough how much those teachers have done. I walk in the classroom and I am simply amazed. I have 4 grandchildren in this school system, so it's a little closer to home, but I feel they're all my grandkids. And I can tell you, without a doubt, that's one of the reasons why our achievement is up. Because the teachers are doing so well in the classrooms and learning with the kids. This year, we went a step farther. We instituted iPads for every single high school kid. Right now, from 5 through 12, every one of our students has an iPad. Every single one of them. And everything is done on those iPads. They can access their grades at any time from anywhere in the world. They can access their assignments. They can access the content that they need for those assignments anywhere they are. It's working out very well. This year we also included 10 iPads as a set in each of the 4th grade rooms. And I can tell you, as soon as Apple comes out with the iPad mini, we're going to look at it from K through 4. Just to see. I don't know yet, but we're testing to see what that would be like. So good things are happening here. Another thing that I do know, Waverly Shell Rock Go Hawk pride runs deep. And you people are a perfect example of that. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a Go Hawk. You know, for 32 years of my life, I hate to admit it, took a long time. I didn't take medicine for it. I was a Viking. But I can leave you with this thought. It's still a great day to be a Go Hawk. Thank you all. I'll tell you the first one now. George reminded me that there's going to be a tour of the old high school, old junior high at 2:30. Dennis Stuffelbeam, our business manager, will be there, and he will be happy to answer any questions for you. I'll tell you a little bit about that. We sold that building about 3 months ago to a company called Q Investments, 3Q Investments out of Waterloo. Their goal is to turn that building into senior citizens housing. We haven't closed on it yet because they're doing some research. They're trying to get tax credits, and they can't own the property and still apply for the tax credits, so they're going to be doing that. As soon as that's done, then we will close on the property and it will become theirs officially. In the meantime, the school district has signed a lease, just this week, signed a lease with them for a year, whereas the district has no financial obligations whatsoever. No maintenance, no utilities, nothing. They pay all of it. And they will probably, in fact, I think they have already, they will sublease some of that. And the building's in good shape. I mean, it's not falling down. We maintained it. We kept heat in it last winter. You know the funny thing? The amount of money that it costs to heat our new middle school, 176,000 square feet, is 1/3 of what it does to keep the high school. And the high school is just a little bit smaller in square footage. 1/3. That's because we have 3 wells. One pump out water for our geothermal, and the 2 that re-inject it back in the aquifer. It's not a pump and dump, it's a pump and re-inject. It was something new a couple of years ago. The second thing I want to mention to you, the reason I cut myself short is I'm trying to keep to a timeline here so I don't make any of you overstay where you are. The second thing I want to do, this is the first time that I've met George and Kathleen Beebe. I've never known them a day in my life before that. But I think that they typify the kind of people that Waverly Shell Rock is proud, just like you, to have. You can see, you can hear, and I've spoken with him every day for the past 3. The pride that they have is unmistakable. The loyalty that they feel towards Waverly Shell Rock and both communities, you can recognize it instantly. So I want to thank them for everything that they've done publicly for Waverly Shell Rock to bring our name back up to the forefront for just a little bit more. And I especially want to thank all of you. You know, many of you people I've known for years. I told Arlo Flagey here a little while ago that the best call he ever made was hiring me. The test of time will determine whether that's true. Thank you again.